Felina mai kako. Welcome to Keep It Aloha, a podcast that keeps aloha by being everyone's favorite babysitter, auntie, Tūtū, and Kumu. I'm your host, Kamaka, and I feel like our guest today is not just a part of my childhood, but also my ohana because of the special roles she has played on TV and film. But before we introduce her, I gotta remind you to check out my new book, Keep It Aloha, available now on Amazon. Or if you're not a book person, feel free to check out our website, keepitaloha.com, to get some of your favorite KIA merch. I know summer just ended and you probably spent all your money on vacation. So if supporting us financially doesn't work for you, please consider simply liking this video, leaving a comment, subscribing to our YouTube channel, or head to Apple Podcasts or Spotify to leave a review. It would seriously mean the world to me. All right, let's introduce our guest.
After 175 years, some people still think we're just a ranch.
And we just farm all day.
What they don't realize is we wear many hats. And that's just how we roll.
You just might see some old friends.
Or make some new ones.
So come hang with us
Drive on out to the country.
and get that epic snap.
No matter what you're looking for, come discover where legends are made.
Our guest today is a legendary actress and comedian from South Dakota. She has over 180 television and film credits and has been a part of our favorite shows and movies over the past 3 decades. You might know her for her hilarious role as Grandma Kim on All American Girl, Sue in 51st Dates, Mrs. Ho-Kym in Next Friday, Mrs. Kwan in Cat in the Hat, or the unforgettable voice of Mrs. Hasagawa in Disney's Lilo and Stitch. More recently, she starred as Kumu on the hit reboot of Magnum P.I. and Tūtū in the live-action Lilo and Stitch. Today, you can find her playing a different Tūtū on Prime Video's Ballard alongside local girl Maggie Q. She continues to bring warmth, humor, and authenticity to every role she takes on, and I am so stoked to talk stories with her today. She is Amy Hill. Aloha, Amy. Welcome to the Keep It Aloha podcast. How you doing?
I'm good. I want to warn people that I'm suffering from allergies, so I might be dabbing at my nose so that it doesn't run onto my top.
No worries.
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
such
do
a
whatever you
mess.
want. With a career that
Good.
you've had, you do whatever you want, Amy. And I
Yeah.
just got to put this on record. We had a little technical difficulties before even starting. So we've just been chatting for about like 30, 40 minutes. And
Yeah.
she's so nice, so patient, so awesome. So I'm stoked that we get another hour half to talk stories.
Yay.
But yeah, so quick random fact, we live in the same building, which is
Isn't that bizarre?
Really awesome.
I
Yeah.
know.
I see you all the time. I don't know if I met you a few times, but I don't know if you remember me. Like you were saying, you remember faces sometimes, but
Yeah.
never names, right? So
Right.
I'm happy that we finally get a chance to talk stories, right?
Because Brooke told me
Yeah.
about you. My friend Brooke
Yeah,
Lee, who is
yeah.
Miss Universe
Miss Universe,
1997.
the only Miss Universe from Hawaii.
Yeah, the only Miss Universe
Ever,
from Hawaii.
yeah.
But, I always think, oh my God, she was Miss Hawaii, then she was Miss
Mhm.
USA, then she was Miss Universe. Who does that?
Only
That's
Brooke
a lot of
Lee.
work.
Only Brooke Lee.
And in real life, she's so chill. She
Uh-huh.
doesn't, she's
Yeah.
not any kind of a glam girl,
Mhm.
but she can clean up good.
Yes.
Even now.
She's a titta.
She's
She's a titta at heart.
Oh my God, she is.
Yeah.
But how do you know her?
I know her through. How do I know her? I think maybe through Lanai.
Lanai's
I-
the other one who knows everything.
Yeah, exactly. I think I just met her a few times at events. I did their podcast last year. Their new one. It's an island thing, so we
Right.
got to talk stories a little bit. But yeah, I've tried to get her on, but she has a busy schedule. So
She's a
eventually
bit
we'll get her
crazy.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs to be on.
Yeah,
for
totally.
Sure.
Yeah. But this is all about you today. I'd love
Okay.
to just get to know your whole life story because, if anybody were to be an honorary Hawaiian, like a stamp of somebody who is local, it is you. I mean, the roles that you have played were just iconic Hawaii roles, right?
I've been very lucky.
I feel like if there was anybody with over 180 credits, you're gonna beat us in episodes already.
Oh.
We'll see who gets to 200 first.
Oh, well, that's yeah. I started with, I think maybe the first Hawaiian character I played was 51st Dates.
Mhm.
But I played Jason Momoa's mom
Oh.
on North Shore.
Nice.
So they flew me out. And then I played in an indie film, some Hawaiian woman. I can't even remember the name of that one. I don't even know if it's in my IMDb.
Yeah.
But it was a little indie film that I did on Maui. And then, of course, I did Magnum P.I. And I played Hawaiian on Jessie. It's a Disney show, a little kids show. And, so part of me was like, can't they must have Hawaiian actors who could do this. So I started teaching at UH Manoa in the summer program to local people because I knew they had talent here and that maybe they just weren't familiar with, the audition process or, working on sets or I don't know. Because I know when I lived in San Francisco as an actor, they would hardly ever hire local people. They would always bring people from LA or New York to do these roles, even if they were just one line. It was like, come on, we have amazing actors here. Why can't they hire us? They don't have to pay for airfare or hotel.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that would happen. And then I got Magnum and it was like, well, I got to go and do that. But I always tried hard to not disappoint any of my Hawaiian friends because I have Brooke who would, hit me upside the head if I did anything that was not as authentic as I possibly could be. So I was using, my theater training a lot to be able to play these roles as authentically as I could. Because I also, I play Filipina, I play Korean, I play
the whole spectrum.
the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
I say no to usually, I've said no to Thai because I can't do an act.
That's a
It's
tough
really
one.
hard one. Or
Yeah.
Vietnamese because they're also usually more diminutive than I am. I've never met a large Vietnamese lady. So, I mean, it's possible, I guess. But, if I feel like I can't really do the part or give it justice, then I usually say no.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I'm good at all the others because I started in
Great.
theater and Asian American theater. So on stage, I played all these roles and I felt comfortable doing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're so great. And I want to start at the beginning and just reverse a little bit, just going back from your whole childhood. Where you from, where you grad, and what was it like growing up?
Well, I was born in Deadwood, South Dakota. My mother's a Japanese war bride, and my father was in the occupation forces after the war. So she was shocked when he brought her back to Deadwood.
What a name, yeah.
I know. Not a great name, but also the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
To a large Finnish farming community. So most of the people that she was in contact with were Finns. So I grew up listening to Finnish. My dad, I can count to 10 in Finnish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But nobody ever asked me to play a Finn. Anyway, I could maybe. But so I think to make my mother's life a little bit more easygoing, they moved the family to Seattle, which is where I was raised.
Okay.
We moved when I was 6. And there is a large Finnish community there. There was a large Japanese community. So they both had people that they could hang out with. My dad would go to the sauna every Thursday and hang out with his Finn friends. And I'd hear him talking to them, I'm not good at doing that. But, and then my mom had all her Japanese friends and Japanese food. I think that was a big part of her feeling comfortable.
Totally.
So we always had Finnish food and Japanese food in the house.
Oh, right.
We could have a choice of rice or potatoes.
What did you prefer?
It depended.
Yeah, it depends
some
on the
days
mood.
I felt like rice and some days I felt like potatoes. I never got into raw fish for a long time. But, who could turn down tempura or sukiyaki or anything? Yeah. My dad was a meat inspector, and he also liked hunting. So we could often have things like bear or deer or some kind of game. And so and he worked as a meat inspector, so he worked in slaughterhouses that slaughtered all kinds of animals. And whenever my mom made teriyaki, anything, and he said, "How's the meat?" we would all be like, "What is it? What is it?" I mean, I think we ate alligator and we ate all kinds
Don't ask. That's
Yeah, I don't
just
ask.
eat.
Whenever he said, "How's the meat?" like, "Oh no."
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you moved to Seattle. You grew up there. You went to school there and graduated high school over there as well.
Yeah, I graduated high school, and I, in my dreams, in Deadwood, there were no kids, and I didn't go to school. There was no kindergarten, I guess.
Oh.
So I didn't go to school until I went to Seattle, and so my entertainment was basically keeping myself entertained by playing all the characters that I saw on television. So I would be in the living room imitating all the people, doing all the different characters myself. And my mother, I remember saying that she was concerned about my psychological well-being. She thought maybe I would need therapy later because I was always like doing different voices and doing things as a child. And then when I moved to Seattle, it was a hard transition because I hadn't been socialized. I didn't know how to make friends or be with people. And I mean, there was a little bit of racism, I think, but it was underplayed. Like they weren't overtly racist. They just kind of stayed away from me. So I didn't have a lot of friends as a kid. And so again, I kind of kept to myself and created my own little stories, and I remember performing for the Italians across the street. They looked and they watched me from their picture window like they were watching TV. But it wasn't until high school that I got the nerve up to take drama. And then I was in every play.
Wow. So you were an only child. You didn't have any
No.
siblings.
I had my brother who didn't want to hang out with me.
Oh, so that's why you just didn't hang out with everybody. He was too cool.
He was 4 years older than me too. So he was like, I'm
Like, Amy's talking to herself again. I'm gonna go over here.
He just walked by and says, "Idiot fool." So we did not have a great relationship.
Who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now? Now he's like a new age weirdo that lives in at the bottom of Mount Shasta.
Oh, what the heck?
But he's a Trumper.
Oh.
How'd that happen? I know. Anyway, and then I have a sister who was born in Seattle who is she's more into music, but she's more like-minded than my brother and I.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so 3 of you.
But she's 7 years younger.
Okay, yeah. I have siblings like that.
Yeah.
Too.
So I'm more like her mother than her sister.
Totally. So you started getting into drama in high school. After you graduated, what did you do? Did you immediately pursue an acting career?
No. I did want to go to Cornell.
Oh, nice.
Which was, I think, was that Cornell? Yeah. It was where Paul Newman went. You know, when you're a kid, you think really shallow. So I thought that's where I want to go to school and study acting. That was my dream. But I wanted to get out of Seattle and go somewhere European. I had studied Spanish in junior high school and high school. So I was fluent in Spanish. And I studied French in high school. And Japanese was offered in my high school.
Oh, awesome.
So I studied Japanese. I wasn't really fluent in Japanese or French, but I could get by. And so I wanted to go to Paris because that was very exotic and cool. And my mother said you could go to Japan. And I was like, and my dad said, you can go to Finland. That was even more obscure. So I applied to a university in Tokyo and got in.
Oh.
So I went, as soon as I graduated from high school, I got on a plane and went to Tokyo, which I knew was immediately a bad idea because I'd not only had never lived outside of Seattle, except for, as a kid in Deadwood, but I'd never lived on my own. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to do I didn't know how to navigate the world. They didn't have dorms. So I had to find a place to live. I cried every day.
And then you were like 17, 18 at this?
I was 18.
Yeah. Wow.
I was so sad. But I was so stubborn because I'd said, I'm going. And my dad was like, no, you're not going to go. And anyway, I just stuck it out. And within 6 months, I was fluent in Japanese. I had my own radio show. I was, had friends. I was living, and this is what I didn't know. When I went to Japan, living in Seattle, I was othered a lot, not in a good way.
You were the minority.
I was, there were no Hapa kids anywhere. So I was totally a minority. The only people that were, even my mother, because she was in an interracial marriage, didn't have a lot of friends that were nice to her, Japanese people too, because they were in it. So there was a little racism towards that. But the only people that her best friend was from Hawaii. And that's why Mrs. Nakamatsu, the Nakamatsus from Hawaii were very lovely. And they would send us chocolate-covered macadamia nuts every year for Christmas.
Nice. My sister's going to be on the box. She wants to become the new face. Yes, so you see her around.
Yeah. So, So, anyway. So, when I moved to Japan, well, first I went to Hawaii first on my way to Japan. And I remember when I landed here, it was like, why wasn't I raised here? Why?
You felt so at home, right? You blend in with everybody.
And then I went to Japan, and then I was celebrated being Hapa. Well, there was a little racism here and there, but mostly people thought I was exotic and cool. And because a lot of people that were mixed race were in entertainment, it was already an open door for me to go in and be a host, be a talento, have my own show. I mean, I could do things there because people thought I was cool. And that had never, ever happened in Seattle growing up. And then I, spoke Japanese.
Wow.
And then I ended up marrying a Japanese guy, and I lived there for like 7 years.
Wow.
Which was crazy.
What were you doing there? Just the radio?
No, I went to university.
And then for 7 years?
No.
Oh, okay.
And then I was working. I did like the talento stuff, but I also taught English. I was making like $100 an hour teaching English.
Yeah. There's the JET program over there. I don't know if they had it back.
That didn't pay enough.
Oh, okay.
No,
yeah.
I was private teaching.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So to expats and stuff like that.
Well, they were the people that I taught were doctors and stuff who wanted to get their doctor's license here. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. I also did translations of computer manuals, which I didn't even understand.
Sounds terrible.
But once you get the formula down, you're like a machine. You can translate anything.
You're Amy GPT before ChatGPT was ever invented.
Because Japanese is not specific. It's like, this chord could go in or on or at. We don't know. Because in Japanese, it's not specific. So once I figured out sort of how everything worked, I was able to do a lot. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of weird stuff to make money. But, I was married too. So I had a husband.
Yeah. So after your time in Japan, you're over there for 7 years.
Yeah.
Is that when you finally came
And then
to
I
Hawaii?
realized I was doing really well. But I remember telling my producer on the radio show that I wanted to act. And he was like, cute. Good idea. Yeah, sure. So I started taking classes in different dialects and stuff and, learning how to be. I also did voice work too in Japan. English language.
Like anime stuff?
No. English language thing.
Dub stuff, like on regular.
No. It was like teaching English. So it would be like, repeat after me. This is a banana.
Oh, like
banana.
Rosetta Stone.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
Rosetta Stone, but it was for English.
Yeah.
So weird. Anyway, but that prepared me for here. Anyway, so then just me talking about myself is going to be an hour and a half. So
you stay as long as you like.
I know, it's horrible. I'm like my mother. My mother can do the same thing. So I realized I wanted to seriously pursue acting, be an actor. And I had contacts in San Francisco. So my husband at the time wanted to pursue a master's degree in psychology, which they didn't have in Japan really. People don't go to psychologists. So anyway.
Yeah, that's that culture. for sure.
It's that culture. Yeah,
Yeah.
you go to a bar,
Yeah.
So he got into a university. I think he got into San Francisco State. And then we moved back. We moved to San Francisco. I started working at the Asian American Theater Company and studying at ACT. And he was going to school. And that's how our marriage broke up, because I was doing theater and he was doing, our paths just diverged,
Yeah.
But
you were slowly getting closer and closer to Hawaii.
slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I didn't want to move back to Seattle. Not that it's not a beautiful place to grow up, but I knew that anyway. And San Francisco was really a great place to, because there was no industry there, so it was a really good place to become an actor and really, explore the craft. And at the time too, it was an explosion of improvisational comedy and sketch comedy. So that's another thing that I got really involved in. So, that was important to, I think, my work, my creative world, because the theater, you write a play, and you figure out what the playwright is looking for, and you try to, as an actor, fulfill that. And then in sketch comedy, you just let it happen. So you just have to be authentic and real and in the moment. And I always loved that. And that fed into my play acting, because a lot of actors are, if something happens, they don't know what to do, because, if somebody forgets their line, they're like, well,
You just freeze up.
what happens? Yeah. Or if, I remember in theater, things would happen, you'd like run into the side of the wall and the set would like fall over, things like that. You just got to work with what's happening. And then in improv, you don't have any of those things. So improvisers would say, well, you do theater because you don't, you're afraid to think on your feet. And then the theater people would be like, you're doing that sketch comedy or improv because you are afraid to figure out what these lines mean or what where they come from. But I felt like they both fed each other. So that was really an important step in my career as an actor. And so I don't think you came to my solo show that was at the Hawaii Theater.
You just missed it. It was just a couple weeks ago.
Dang,
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
But in that show, I talk about, how my career has always been sort of accidental. So I'd done a Filipino play where I played a matriarch, a Filipino matriarch. And of course, in researching it, I went to Filipino movies and kind of figured out mannerisms and accents and stuff like that. So I did the play, and I remember people coming up because it was huge. When you do a play about Filipinos show up.
Yes.
They show up.
They're a very strong,
so they were
supportive
there,
community.
and they were like, so where did you come from? Are you from Makati? Or I fooled everyone.
And that's your job. You did a
That's my
good job.
So I was so happy. And then like right after that show closed, a call came into the theater asking if somebody could audition for Philippine Airlines. They needed somebody to maybe be the voice of Philippine Airlines. And I said, oh, I'll come in and audition. And I was the voice of Philippine Airlines for 6 years.
Yeah. I saw that randomly.
Isn't that that changed the trajectory of my career, because after that, I was sitting in the lobby and my improv teacher walked in and he said, oh, Amy, I didn't know you did voiceovers. And I said, yeah, I do.
Sure.
And I became the top female voice talent in San Francisco, because he took me everywhere. I was like everybody's girlfriend, everybody's wife. I was like doing narrations. And then the voice work that I'd done in Japan helped me to be able to read copy cold. And I mean, everything I've done has, sort of
It's like a trickle
evolved
effect. Yeah.
into different things, just like you.
Yeah, that's what I feel
You
in my
just
life
don't
too.
know.
Yeah.
You just say, yes, okay, I'll try that. Why don't I give that a shot? So, I became this voice talent, and I was making a lot of money, and I bought a duplex in San Francisco.
Mhm.
Life was really good,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I was like, oh, of course, I got divorced, so that wasn't
Mhm.
so good. Life is
But
not
hopefully
always
you took half.
perfect,
Builds
but
character.
yeah, it
Mhm.
builds character. And I just thought, it's a small town, and I just needed to feel more challenged. So, a friend of mine in LA was going to be going out of town for the summer, and he said, "Do you want to house sit for me for
Mhm.
a couple of months?" And I said, "Yeah, that's a good opportunity." So I came down to LA, and I was taking all these classes, and I realized that the level of talent in LA was enormous. We had it's just like I think Boston and New York,
Those
that
bigger
rivalry,
cities.
yeah,
Yeah.
where you think, the bad actors are in LA. The good actors are here in San Francisco. We're all trained and we do theater for theater's sake, and blah, blah, blah. And so it was like so mind blowing to be in the same room as these actors from New York, Chicago, London. I mean, everywhere. And they were brilliant and making amazing choices. And so I was like, maybe I want to live here.
Mhm.
So a friend of mine next door to them, a duplex opened up, and they said, you could move in. It was really cheap too in LA. So I said, yes, I'm moving. And I literally, like, in 1 month, moved everything from San Francisco to LA.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just like what you did during the pandemic at your
I
at your
know.
place, right? You're
Yeah.
just a boss.
I am
You
just
take
like,
care of
whatever.
business.
Yeah. It's like, I think it's a sign I'm supposed to move. So, because this opened up, and I remember, after I made that choice, what was I thinking? Because I didn't have a job.
Mhm.
I was still doing voice work in San Francisco. So I'd fly here, not here,
Mhm.
to LA, fly to LA for a few days. And then my agent would say, you have a job tomorrow. And I'd have to fly back
Mhm.
to San Francisco. I mean, I was making more money than I spent, but it was still, I wasn't that young.
Mhm.
I was in my maybe early 30s or late 20s, and I was getting really tired of flying back and forth to do, a couple of voice jobs. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I knew I had to make that decision.
Yeah. When I look at your IMDb list, and I look at it, so many of your roles have, been television, film, voiceovers. Like they need to create a game where it's just like take a shot if you recognize a movie or film that Amy's been in.
So
Like
funny.
I saw some like Jake, the American Dragon, even
Oh,
a
yeah.
small part in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Disney shows, That's So Raven, like so many things. I'm like, what the heck? How did she do all of these things that I've watched growing up?
Oh, it was good.
It's
I mean, it
crazy.
still is good. It's not as crazy as it used to be. I
Uh-huh.
mean, uh, but it was great. And it was also great because, I adopted my daughter in 2000. And everybody was like, how are you going to do that? As a single mom, how are you going to manage a career and have a child? And I said, I
Watch
want
me.
to be a mom. I don't know how I'm going to manage it. You don't know. You just have to, jump into it and figure it out
Mhm.
as you go,
Yeah.
right?
You don't have to have all the answers. You just
I
know where
don't
you're
have
going.
the answers. I
Yeah.
just know I want to be a mom, and
Uh-huh.
I got this beautiful baby.
Mhm.
She was a week old.
Aw.
So cute. Anyway, uh,
Penelope.
Penelope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her.
Mhm.
But I didn't have childcare. I didn't have anybody because those adoptions just happen. Like
Mhm.
they call you and you pick the baby up the next day. So I was lucky that, again, it's always like people show up
Mhm.
that you don't know. Like I would never think, oh, Brooke will be my daughter's first babysitter. Brooke Lee, Miss Universe,
Mhm.
1997.
Yeah.
And she was there for
Mhm.
me. I owe her everything. Anyway, um, so I moved to LA. I've got my first stop was a theater, East West Players, because for me, theater is always going to be my home.
Mhm.
So And even though I live here, I still think of East West Players as my home.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, and because, you have that community of Asian American actors and playwrights and people that understand our lives and situations and challenges, you get so much support. And I got so much support at East West Players, So I managed to sort of struggle my way through. And I had friends that had moved from San Francisco to LA, and they were also supporting me. I did voiceovers on Lifetime Medical Television, narrating surgeries.
Crazy.
Very weird. You don't know what you're going to do. And I did game show run-throughs, which were really fun. And I got paid pretty well just to pretend I was on a game show.
Oh, it's like when they're trying to figure out like how to do
They weren't
okay.
on yet,
Nice.
but you would have like celebrities that would be also playing, but you would pretend to be a contestant, and then so they could figure out what worked and what didn't work. But it was fun.
Yeah.
It didn't require a lot of work. I did the Gong Show for real.
That is.
Oh, that's a game show that they had in this was like the new version of the Gong Show in like the late 80s, I think, or early 90s, where a lot of improvisers were on the show. They would pretend to be real contestants, like regular people from mid-America or something. And then you'd do something weird. And I did a Japanese pop singer. That was one of my episodes. I did a Japanese pop singer, and I won.
Oh, wow.
So I not only got union scale, but I also won $711 and a styrofoam glitter ball trophy.
Do you still have that till today?
I do. It's in LA.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It was crazy. But, my theater friends were like, oh, Amy, no. Like that's beneath them. But for me, it was all acting adjacent. So
I like that acting adjacent.
yeah. And I did a interpreting on a Japanese American co-production in Salinas, which paid $1,000 a week.
Oh, wow.
Was really
that's even good today.
I know.
Yeah.
But it was hell because I was working like 6 a.m. I was the DP's interpreter. So I was there at 6 a.m. and then 11. It was the days when they did film. So we'd have to watch the dailies on film every night.
Wow. Do you have a book?
No.
How do you not have a book?
Well, I have a lot of solo shows.
You got like we've been talking for 30 minutes, and like you could
Good Lord.
You could probably have a 200-page book already. That's crazy.
Somebody transcribe this.
Well, we can if you want. We can turn this into a book right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And we're only at like the 2000s right now.
I know, isn't that sad?
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
25 years left to go.
It's amazing. So you've got really into voice acting. When did you start to, I guess, make your way more towards like, the in front of the camera? You had some really big, what's it called? Like supporting roles in these huge movies and TV shows that we've watched growing up.
Well, I think as a character actor, you have the ability to sort of morph yourself into different things. So I was able to, I think maybe the first job I got was on the Tracy Ullman show years ago, like in the very beginning. So, having come from sketch comedy and improv, I was able to, and the people on that show, you probably don't know it was a million years ago, but I played a New York friend of one of the characters on the show. So I was some crazy New Yorker girl, and that was really fun. And then the next time I was, Branscombe Richmond, I played his mom on Night Court. He's 1 year younger than me.
I was going to say, aren't you guys like the same age?
Anyway, so he was my son, and we were Eskimos. Oh, it was so racist. But
and back then, that was acceptable.
Nothing. But I had rescued Dan Fielding. So Kelly Hu was my daughter.
What?
And she could be my daughter.
Yeah.
Well, she's not that old.
She's not, yeah.
But anyway, I was their mom. And that's when I first met them. And we've been friends forever.
Dang, you've been almost everybody's mom, auntie, Tūtū, Kumu.
Oh, yeah.
Like cut.
I've been a mom since I was in high school.
So many kids.
I have so many kids. I was always playing way older than myself. forever.
You just have that mother energy.
I do.
Yeah, that
I'm happy.
auntie
Well,
energy.
I'm a character actor.
Yeah.
So when All American Girl, they
Mhm.
first wanted me to audition for Mom, and Mom was like just a contentious. It was not a fun part.
Mhm.
Grandma was the part that I wanted,
That was a fun one.
but I was not old enough. So I was like, for the pilot, I was basically on not parole. What is it called? Well, they weren't sure that I was going to be able to keep that role. So I was let it be known every day because they were afraid that I wouldn't pass as a grandma.
Mhm.
But I did.
Mhm.
I did, and that was the most fun because it
Mm-hmm.
was really a tribute to my mom.
Mm.
That part, it was fun. Anyway, and Margaret still, I love her to
Mhm.
death, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad for all her success and her activism and her, she's
Mhm.
such a good person.
Yeah. So you did that.
Okay, yeah, you got to keep me on track.
Next Friday, you had that
As a Korean old lady.
That was a funny role.
Oh,
with
that was
Ice
so
Cube,
good. I remember when I read the part, I didn't even understand any of it because it's all this like ghetto, new ghetto stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like I didn't know what John Blaze was. I had to ask people, what's that mean? And they're like, that's marijuana. And I'm like, because, when I was in high school, I think we said pot was like, I could improvise, inner city talk from the 70s
Mhm.
or the 60s, but not from 90s. So, yeah, I had to ask people what, peace out. I didn't know peace out.
That's
I
so
didn't know
funny.
those things. So I had to learn it. And when I auditioned for it, I was able to, fake it.
Mhm.
And then when I got it, I remember Ice Cube said, feel free to improvise. And I'm like,
I have no idea
don't
what
know
to
how to improvise any of this lingo. But I did improvise one line, which was the final line, because Mike Epps
Mhm.
kept calling me China Mama or something. And I knew that Asians do not like to be misconstrued
Mhm.
as the other race. So I said, she's not gonna love that.
Mhm.
I got to say something. And Ice Cube was like, fine, do whatever you want. That's how, can I swear?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how, I'm Korean motherfucker
Yeah.
came. Because it was like I could not let him keep calling me Chinese.
And that made it into the final
Yeah, it
scene.
made it in.
And then you didn't shake his hand at
No.
yeah. So that was
I didn't really, in life he was a sweetheart.
yeah,
But,
for sure.
my character was
Yeah.
annoyed by him all the time.
Yeah. Awesome. And then there was Cat in the Hat, which is we forgot to add babysitter to your resume, right?
Yeah, but I was old.
Yeah.
I was an old Korean lady. And she was based on a woman that I knew at the Chinese Cultural Center in San Francisco.
Mhm.
So all these people are usually based in a real person.
Wow.
They seem cartoonish.
Mhm. But it's actually somebody that you've
They're all
seen.
people that I know.
Wow.
So, and maybe pushed to a limit.
Mhm,
Like, an All American Girl, my mother, she's pretty weirdly funny.
mhm.
But she had a kimchi twist to her. She was a little bit
Mm.
more, like she had more of a temper
Yeah.
than my mom would. And the
Mm.
Chinese lady but she was really, they're all based in real people that are sort of comical in their own way.
Mhm.
And that woman was the same. The Chinese cultural lady had the round glasses and she was really hilarious. Just hilarious. So they're all based in reality. Although that character had, lavender hair and she was really cartoony.
Mhm.
And it's always shocking when people go, Grandma, you were the babysitter at Cat in the Hat. I'm going, how do you recognize me? I totally look different. I guess not,
Yeah, it's just it's the energy that you give off.
I guess.
But and then okay, so we're gonna get into the 51st Date era because that was like the most iconic role for Hawaii, right? Like
Oh,
I'm sure you
yeah.
get recognized a lot for that.
I do.
How did you end up coming to Hawaii? Were you already in Hawaii when you played that
No,
rue? You were
I
still
was
in
in
LA.
LA and they, I don't know how that happened because I don't think I'd played any. Maybe I don't know which came first, North Shore or anyway.
Probably North Shore, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it came before 51st
Mhm.
Dates. And also, I had played, I'd played on King of the Hill. I'd played Samoan,
Oh, okay.
mom of a
Yeah.
football player,
Yeah.
because, the football players. So I had already played in animation,
hmm
like Polynesian parts, and then North Shore. But I worked really hard on doing Pigeon,
hmm
and I remember, oh God, I was there for the final like callbacks with Tia Carrere, who's
hmm
Hawaiian, and she was like all kind of grungied up and stuff because she, this is the woman who owns the cafe,
hmm
and then me, and I thought, damn, I'm not gonna get this. Tia's gonna get this. She's Hawaiian,
hmm
but I got it. So that was pretty fantastic.
hmm
It was really great. But here's the story that so I got the part, signed the deal, then going in for camera tests, makeup tests, all kinds of stuff. And I come back and a friend of mine calls and said, I thought you got the part in 51st Dates. And I said, I did. I already signed the deal. She goes, I went in today to audition for that part.
Mm.
And I was like, what? And this is like 6:00. So I couldn't hardly get it. I got in touch with my agent and I said, what's going on? And we had done the table read the day before. And normally when I do a table read, which is the whole cast sort of reading the scenes, I don't do like 110% because I already have the part.
hmm
So I'm kind of listening to see how everybody is playing it so that I fit into the movie.
hmm
Like I want to see how my character fits into the puzzle. So I was like kind of holding back a little bit. And I guess the leader, the head of the Sony Studios was like, I don't know if she's right, and told the director. And then the director got second thoughts. And so they were like looking around for other people that maybe they hadn't seen yet. And so I was this close to not getting it.
That would have changed the whole
I
trajectory of the
tell
movie.
you, I was like, what? And then, like after that, I guess they didn't find anybody. But just thinking that I'm there and next door, they're looking at other people. Oh, that was so disheartening.
Totally.
Ugh.
Imagine if that was like a relationship, like, oh, you're my girlfriend, but I got like 3 more waiting in the
I
ring just in
know.
case you're not the right
Oh
one.
my God. Yeah, that was really tough. But, the casting director was really apologetic. He says, this has never happened before. This director just suddenly got cold feet and he was like scaring. He was scared that, Sony was all blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'm going to do my best. So, I really worked hard on making it as authentic and real as possible. And I think the good thing is, what's great about theater training is that I was able to, because there were times like that, there was that one monologue where I'm on the front porch and
With Adam.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm very emotional.
hmm
That was given to me like 20 minutes before
Oh, really?
the
Wow.
monologue. Yeah, we got this new thing that we want you to do. But if I hadn't had any training, I don't know, that would have,
Yeah.
been a really bad.
So that's where you pulled from your
Then I
improv a little
pulled
bit
from
and
my
like
improv
just from your
and my
mother nurture, you're
acting,
like,
my da-da-da-da-da.
she's a very special. Lucy is a very special
Yeah,
person.
I was able to pull it together. I don't know if I had it word perfect, but I knew how to do that,
Mhm.
make that scene work. And it was a really important scene that they had written at the last minute.
I mean, it
I
sets
think
the tone for the whole movie. You
Made
find out what's
sense.
wrong with Lucy.
Made sense,
That's awesome.
but it wasn't there. But that happens all the time. And
Yeah.
that's why I go, I'm so glad I have my theater training and improv training so that I could just go, okay. I worked for a season with Betty White
hmm
on a series called Maybe This Time, which was crazy. But Betty White, and I remember she was like 75 at the time, she would get, a whole page of new dialogue while we were taping in front of the audience. She'd look at it and I'm sure word perfect,
Mm-hmm.
she would look at it and go, okay, and then just do it.
Just nail it.
So she's my North Star. She's
Mm.
the one I look at and go, and always incredibly professional, always very positive and upbeat and just a joy to work with.
Mm. Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of people that you know could learn from during your whole acting career. I mean, because you've been on all the big Seinfeld, Friends, like
Yeah.
you know, from the biggest shows to just like some
Yeah.
more niche ones, but like,
I tell you,
geez.
most of the time, the people I've worked with have been incredibly generous and wonderful and everything you could ask for. But every once in a while, you get those people that you just go, I never want to be that one.
Yeah, go expose all of them right now.
No, I'm not
Name
gonna.
all of them first and last name.
I'm
And
never going to be that one. But what is good as a guest star, because if I'm the regular on a
Mhm.
series, I remember my feelings when you go in as a guest star or as a minor character on a film or something. When you get embraced by the people that are starring in the film, like when I did Rising Sun,
Mhm.
Sean Connery made me feel so special.
Mm.
And I mean, I had a nice part, but I wasn't like,
Mhm.
a huge part of that movie. But he made me feel so special. And I thought, that's what I want to do when somebody comes onto a project that I'm working on. I want them to feel as though, because they are a very important piece of the puzzle that we're putting together. Just as background extra, anybody that's working, it's a collaboration. And if you all work together, the finished product is going to be better. And Adam Sandler is that way. His work ethic is so strong. And usually he works with people that he knows and he works with all the time. But he's such a generous spirit and makes you feel, and Drew Barrymore's the same, makes you feel as though you are just as important as they are.
That's beautiful.
It is. They're
Yeah.
beautiful people.
Awesome. So they are people who probably embody Aloha, and it was filmed, that show, that movie, 51st Dates, was filmed in Hawaii, and it became such a iconic movie in our Hawaiian film history. At what point did you finally make your way to Hawaii? I mean, you did Lilo and Stitch, the voice, Mrs. Hasagawa, and then most recently in the live action Lilo and Stitch as Tūtū. At what point did you just decide, like, I'm just gonna move to Hawaii? Everybody thinks I'm Hawaiian. Everybody thinks I'm local. It's like the number one thing when I say, "Oh, Amy's coming on the podcast," or I mention Amy Hill, they're like, "Wait, she's not from Hawaii?"
Yeah, I know.
That's the number one thing people say.
Well, I don't lie about it for sure because I
No,
don't
it's
want
just 'cause
anybody to
the
know. Yeah,
Rosaries-
exactly.
yeah.
But I do the best I can to be as authentic as possible. But my daughter, because we used to come here all the time. We have so many friends here, and we came here all the time. And I always like, why wasn't I raised here?
Yeah.
So I've always felt comfortable and safe, and almost like like it's a great hiding spot. Nobody ever, like-
Minority is the majority, so you
Exactly.
just blend in.
So as you blend in, nobody's like going, what are you? So my daughter, who's also multiracial, she immediately felt, you could see it when she was like 2, the first time we came, she just like, just melted into the world here. So this was her favorite place. So we would come to Maui or Kauai or Big Island or whatever, and Oahu too, but mostly Maui. And she just loved it so much. I'm only tearing up because of my allergies. So her dream school was the University of Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
And she got in. So, and she was hell in high school. So I was like, good riddance.
Please
I'll visit
go.
you
Go,
in
go.
Hawaii. It'll be fantastic. And then Magnum called and said, we'd like you to do this part. It wasn't in the original Magnum P.I, but we'd like to have a Hawaiian component. I didn't know what it was. They hadn't really written it yet. But I thought, first I was like, I'm going to go do theater. But my agent, everybody was like, Amy, don't be crazy. A regular role on a network series. It was only committed to December. So I thought, it's not gonna go past December. I'll be there for a few months. It'll be fine. So I said yes. And my poor daughter was like, why are you still here? Because I moved her into the dorms. And then I said, and oh, by the way, I'm going to be here until December. And she was like, okay. And then we got picked up. And then we got picked up again.
And again.
And again. And then by the end of the second season, I was tired of wrapping everything up and moving things back to LA and then coming again and looking for a new place to stay. Because the season's only 9 months. And then you're 3 months of hiatus anyway. And I thought, I kind of like it here. Maybe I'll live here. Maybe this is a good place to retire. Not retire like not work anymore, but just like,
as your home base.
Yeah, as my home base. And at that point, it didn't really matter because I was, working in Vancouver a lot and other places a lot, or Hawaii a lot. So I decided to buy a place and I bought it. And then like 3 days later, it was the pandemic.
I know. Crazy.
Yeah.
So when you're here, what role do you get recognized for the most? Is it 51st Dates? And does it matter where you go? Like if you're in a city, somewhere in the US, continental US, they recognize you for this role. And does it differ?
I have no idea what people. I was in Italy and somebody recognized me from some random thing that I'd done in Italy. Somebody was following me and I'm going, They said, I just love you on, maybe it was Seinfeld. If I go to New York, it's Seinfeld a lot. When I would go back and forth to Honolulu or wherever in Hawaii, tourists generally would recognize me from 51st Dates.
Yeah.
When I was here, a lot of locals would recognize me from 51st Dates and give me kamaina right face, which was always good. I never asked for them, but they would say,
It's the Amy Hill discount.
It's the Amy Hill discount. But now, right after Lilo and Stitch, a lot of people recognize me from Lilo and Stitch, but only if they brought their kids. A lot of adults were not going on their own to Lilo and Stitch. Mostly.
Unless you're me and my...
Unless you're you.
Yeah, we're the adults.
I think it's a good movie for adults, too.
Yeah, it's nostalgic,
really
too.
Because I think people that really were into... Like my daughter was sobbing at the premiere. But she also knew all the different things. She's, why did they not have da-da-da? And what and in the animation they did this and this. And I'm like, I don't remember the animation that well.
Yeah, same.
So you knew all the discrepancies.
Yeah, I went with my sister and she watched Lilo and Stitch, the animated one, multiple times. She watched it right before. Right. And she was like, oh, this part is different. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really remember it. So
I don't remember anything.
The only one part to me was like how she ran Stitch underwater for like 3 miles. That's the only part I was like, I don't know how realistic that is. Yeah. But it was a great show, and just seeing the people that are here that were inside of the show, the Hawaiians, the locals, all the people
was
we
the best.
knew. It was so cool.
It was so nice because they really used Hawaii.
Yes, yeah.
Representation. In a real way, which was really good, even though the director was kind of nutty. But now, Ballard is how I get recognized.
Yeah,
I walk around.
You're another Tūtū in that.
I'm another Tūtū, but and they're all adults. All adults watching Ballard. They they love the books, Michael Connelly's books. They were really into Bosch, and then moved. And that's another one I was like, I don't know if I want to do another procedural. What's my point? Why am I in it? Blah, blah, blah. My agent was like, you got to watch Bosch. And so I watched Bosch because I never watched
because it's like a spin-off or a remake
it's
or something.
It's a spin-off of that because it's a Michael Connelly book series. Anyway, he's very prolific. Bosch, I was like, oh my God, the writing is so good. Oh, yeah, I guess I should do it. So I said yes. And it turned out really well because I could still live here, just fly out, do my little bits, very small little parts on the episode, and then fly back and I still live here. I really never, because I still have a place in LA. And then I got to see my daughter and hang out with her barely because, she got her own life. But, I'd see her in passing. Oh, hi. Penelope, hi.
I got to go, Mom.
You're back again. So that was good. But you know what? People recognize me, young kids, is a show on Amazon Prime called Just Add Magic.
Oh,
It
okay.
was 4 seasons, and I played a witch, and that is still incredibly popular with young adult girls,
Mm-hmm.
like between 10 and 14.
Hmm.
And
Nice.
it's amazing
Yeah. I mean,
because it was really a good show about sisterhood. It's
Mhm.
like whatever that,
Teenage Witch, Sabrina the Teenage
no,
Witch. No.
what is that? The traveling pants thing?
Oh, Sisterhood of the
yeah,
Traveling
yeah. It's that
Pants.
sisterhood kind of thing.
Mm.
So, and I was a witch. It was really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
Well,
was doing magical spells.
every part that I see you in, we're always just like, oh yes, like you really nail your character, right? And you play these
so
supporting
sweet.
roles, but it's always like so awesome. And like Lilo and Stitch, for example, where as moviegoers we're gonna try to critique, as our couch critics, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, okay, that actor was all right, like that oh, that was a good casting, that was a bad casting. Where we do the whole spectrum, right? Where that's how we are as human. We judge everything. But when we see that, we're like, oh, Amy, she's just you know what you're gonna get. She's always great. Like it's like you're such an anchor in some of these films, right?
Oh, thank
And
you.
even when we came back, to our house. After we watched the movies, and then we were talking about it, we had our popcorn boxes, and that's when I said we saw your dog sitter in the lobby. She's like, "Oh, what did you guys watch?" And we're like, "Lilo and Stitch," and we were just talking about you while we were walking home. We're like, "Oh yeah, Amy was so great in that. She nails those
Did
local
you go
roles
to
all the time."
The screening here
Not
where
the screen. We just went on a regular Friday.
and she was there?
We went
walking
into our
the dog?
building,
Oh.
and so she was going out. We were going in the building, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, this is Amy's dog."
Oh,
and we're
yeah.
like, "That's so funny. We were just talking about Amy."
Oh, that's so
But we were just giving you
sweet.
your flowers because
Yeah.
again, you're just all the roles that
thank
you play.
you.
We really love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I do want to go take a quick shishi break, and we'll come back with social media questions, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, cool.
Okay, right on. All right, we're back from a quick shishi break. Mahalo to our drink sponsor, Kolea Sparkling Hot Water, for providing the best quality shishi always. All right. You're
You know
new
what
to,
I
You're
love?
new to the podcast, huh? You don't know
I
the shishi
know.
breaks.
Quality shishi. That's what I love here too. It's like there's Japanese embedded into the language.
Yeah.
So easily.
Yeah. I'm also Japanese too, and Korean.
Right.
I think you said, I heard your mom is from Kumamoto?
Yeah.
Kumamoto. I think my family's from there too.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Kumamoto's beautiful.
I believe, I gotta look it up, but that name sounds familiar, so
Yeah.
I gotta go call my brother after and see.
Okay.
So yeah, we might be from the same place.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the social media fan questions. First one comes from Dakota Go. This person says, shout out to Dakota. It's one of my sister's besties.
Oh.
He messaged me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna be on. I love her. She raised me. Mrs. Kwan raised me." That's what he said.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. So I told him just camp out around our house and maybe he'll see you. He says, "What is it like working with so many different comedy legends alongside being one?"
Oh. I think it's pretty good to be working with I don't know who's a legend. I don't even know if I'm a legend, but
In our hearts, you are.
what's interesting is most comedians, just like me,
Mhm.
I guess when I'm with people that I feel really comfortable with, I can be pretty funny. But, generally we're pretty quiet.
Mhm.
We're pretty quiet and nobody makes jokes or
Well, you turn it on.
I can turn it
Yeah.
on, but when I'm with people that I'm really comfortable with, I automatically not turn it on, but I
Mhm.
will say things that are funny. I'm not
Mhm.
intending them to be funny,
Mhm.
but I just say what I think.
Yeah.
And I think that happens with people that are comedians or people who think in a funny way.
Mm.
But like Adam Sandler's not making jokes all the time, but he is, I think, probably with his friends who he's really comfortable with, probably says things that are pretty funny, and then everybody laughs, and it's like a way of communicating.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, depends who you are. It's always your environment. Like here, I'm very, pretty appropriate and
Pretty
professional.
appropriate.
But when I'm with my friends, like I always joke, like, oh gosh, so inappropriate. Like if my messages or the memes that I send between friends ever
Right.
comes
Yeah.
out, I'd be canceled.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
be canceled for
I
sure.
mean, I know that sometimes I will say things, and I can tell that I'm not with somebody who's on the same wavelength
Yeah,
as
yeah,
me.
that's a
When
big
I
one.
met
Yeah.
Stephen Hill,
Mhm.
I said, "Oh, he didn't know me, but we were going to be on the show." And I met him, and I said, "Oh, you're my brother from another mother." And he's looking at me like, "What?" And I said, "Ha." And a lot of times you just don't get
Uh-huh.
people understanding you right
Mhm.
away. So you got to kind of keep it close
Mhm.
until you get to that point. I'm not even sure Steven still gets my humor, but whatever.
Yeah. If there's one thing he gets, it might be the same thing at Whole Foods because he's always there.
Yeah.
I swear he lives at Whole Foods.
He
I
loves
see
Whole
him there all
Foods.
the time.
I think he should, well,
That's funny. All right, next question comes from. Oh, this one just came in. I just checked. This one comes from Aloha Haunani _808. A good friend of ours. She says, "What was your favorite project that you worked on that was filmed in Hawaii?" She's a huge Lilo and Stitch fan, Haunani.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, Lilo and Stitch was actually a great project because whenever I have an opportunity to work with local crew, they are amazing. The crew is always so professional, so positive, so
Aloha.
they are. I mean, people don't understand. I mean, crews are often pretty good everywhere, or they wouldn't be working.
Mhm.
Any place, if people are not pleasant, they don't get a lot of work. But here, I don't know. I just really love working with locals. And I loved the fact that we had so many locals on the movie too, as actors, just surrounded by just good feelings, good aloha. That was great. The circumstances, because we were working in mud and it was always kind of difficult. And, the director was a little chaotic. But generally, that was really fun. The challenge was, talking to a tennis ball or that CGI stuff was hard.
Mm. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
how they
Oh,
do like
right.
the
Yeah.
they
So
have to have like the green
you don't
stuff.
have Stitch.
Yeah.
But you get used to it.
Oh yeah, I always wonder that too because like a lot of those superhero movies, they're just talking to like a
Yeah, it's really
stick or
weird. It's
something.
really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch would be the answer for that. Next question comes from Diana Seppo Frick. This person says, "What film or TV show did you get a chance to improvise the most? Do you enjoy that or not?"
I enjoy improvising.
Mm-hmm.
If I know the context, I really enjoy improvising. Normally, I don't get that opportunity, but All American Girl, because I was playing kind of an offbeat character, I was given more opportunities to improvise, not necessarily language. I
Mm-hmm.
could do a little bit of that, but I got to improvise like physical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is really fun.
Like
You know?
physical comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wanted, there were times that I was in the scene, but I didn't have any lines. So I was like watering plants or doing other stuff. I'm not trying to pull focus, but I would do, fill the scene with stuff that I would do in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to do that. I like to be alive
Mm-hmm.
in a scene, even if I'm not talking.
Mm-hmm.
So, because that is great. Because when you're not talking, if you're not alive, when it does come around to you again, you're there.
Mm.
So you can't like shut it off. Oh, I was watching outtakes from Absolutely Fabulous lately. I don't know why that's on my Instagram feed or my YouTube feed. But, it's that kind of, you're saying the lines, but you're kind of loose. So if something happens, you're able to sort of go with it. That's really important to me, being able to be loose. Because even on like Magnum P.I. or something, if somebody changed a line or dropped a line or whatever, you're able to like keep going because you're still there
Mm-hmm.
in the moment.
That's great advice for actors and actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
You gonna do it?
Yeah.
Doing it
No.
next?
My dream, which I've been telling all the directors, actors, anybody that comes on my show, my dream is to play a dead body on a TV show or a movie.
I did. Did you see 6 Feet Under?
No.
Oh, everybody, all the guest stars, like not all the guest stars, but a lot of guest stars on that show were just basically dead. And so I got 6 Feet Under, and all my friends were like, "Are you dead?" No, I'm actually a human talking.
Yeah, that's what I just want to do that.
No.
Hopefully in the
If I
next
played-
Lilo and Stitch or Chief of War or something, just please.
But if
cast
you
me
play
as-
dead, what if you can't? Because, in Cat in the Hat, I had to be asleep a lot. It's hard to stay awake when you're playing asleep. And my fear was always like I was going to start snoring or something while I was
like
playing.
you actually fall asleep.
Yeah, actually fall asleep. Oh, that would be so
We'll
bad.
see. I just if I could get killed and maybe just
That's
be dead or my
hilarious.
tongue out or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'll practice.
Okay.
Next question comes from Mr. Delicious. This person says, "What are your top 3 roles in film and TV?" That's a tough one.
Well,
Oh no.
no, it's
No.
not that tough. Because I always say All American Girl because that character was a tribute to my mom, and being able to do that for at least a season was really special to me. And it's, because my mom was really special. And my mom, her character, I mean, growing up, she was kind of an embarrassment because she had a really thick accent and kind of kooky. But she informed that character so much and really kind of kickstarted my career in San Francisco too. Because doing improv, I would always at least once do her in a set. And then, God, I didn't do that much, but I remember when I worked on Rising Sun with Sean Connery, Harvey Keitel, and oh God, who's the other guy? Anyway, those were people that I grew up with. I mean, before I was ever thinking I would ever have a career in acting, and having them, Harvey Keitel. So Sean Connery sang a song to me while we were setting up a shot, sang a song to me and kissed me on the cheek. And then Harvey Keitel, not to be outdone, sang another song to me and kissed me on this cheek. And I just thought I could die and go.
And your cheeks haven't been washed since.
Never. Can you tell? Just really lovely, generous, kind people who, treated me as I was a fellow actor. Not that I was, anyway. Anytime somebody treats me, I'm a puppy. If somebody's nice to me, I will love them forever.
Just give you a little.
Yeah. And what else? What else was good? Well, Adam Sandler, 51st Dates was also a kind of a little bit of a turning point where Cat in the Hat was a lot of work. It was, again, many months more than I would have dreamed. Mike Myers was kind of not really present.
Yeah, I think I heard
Yeah,
that he didn't really interact with the
No.
crew. Yeah.
He did. I never really. If I saw him today, I don't know if he'd remember me at all. But right after that, I got 51st Dates, and Adam Sandler was the antidote to everything that happened before. And he and Drew were just so lovely, and that film was so sweet to work on. So even though there was that little difficulty in the beginning, it really was wonderful.
Awesome. Well, this one might be even harder than top 3 rows because this one is from the Haku_N_Haukea. This person says, "Who is your most favorite actor to work with?" And there's probably been close to 1,000. I don't know.
Wow. That's a tough one.
It's like choosing your favorite child.
Well, I'm just gonna, because it's so close to what I just said. Adam Sandler. I just still now think how lovely and kind he was to everybody on the set. He would remember the names of all the background actors he hadn't seen, because we shot the interiors of that cafe in Los Angeles. And then it was like a month later that we were in Honolulu
Mm-hmm.
shooting. And he would remember the names of these background people and say, hey, Bob, how's your dad? Or, I mean,
Wow.
he's just a kind person. And he would host like little parties and stuff on the weekends. And I think at the same time, his father was dying.
Mm.
Just, he had a lot. He was producing. He was the star. He was so good, a
Mm-hmm.
good human.
He seems like it. I hear that he just plays basketball with people when they're here. I heard he paid to repair the Kuli'o'o basketball court.
Yeah.
Because he played there.
He's just,
Yeah.
and not, not doing it for show. He
Mhm.
actually just is a good human.
Mm. That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, that's really,
Okay, that's a great answer. Okay, these last questions come from our Patreon user, Jerry Salamante. As always, our Patreon all-star. He says, and just to give you a little context, Jerry just does the most research. I don't know how he knows these things about some of the guests. You'll see what I'm talking about, but he just knows so much about guests sometimes. He says, your breadth of work as a character actress is so amazing, extensive, and most notably multi-ethnic. From voicing ads for Philippines Airlines to playing
that's
Frank
right.
Costanza's Korean War girlfriend on Seinfeld and playing Day Day's Chinese neighbor, Mrs. Ho-Kym on
Who's
Next Friday.
Korean.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. He didn't
I
do that.
know,
Yeah.
because he didn't remember the
That's
last thing
funny.
I said. I'm
Because
Korean,
you
motherfucker.
identify as Japanese American, how has it felt with your most recent opportunities and acceptance playing many ethnically Hawaiian or local types of roles?
Well, as an actor, I knew that I was never going to be offered a part that was half Japanese and half Finnish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I accept any role that I think is a challenge
Mm-hmm.
because I want to be able to stretch myself as an actor. But at the same time, I push myself to be as authentic as I can be with anything that I'm given or that I decide to do. And I think because of my theater training and being in the Asian American theater genre, I have been given the opportunity to play. And, when you're doing theater, you're working for a month at least in developing a character. So you do a lot of research, you do a lot of reading, you're spending time with the dialogue coach, you're doing whatever it takes to play a character as authentically as possible. So I had the opportunity to play Korean and Japanese and Chinese and Filipina
Mm-hmm.
in Asian American theater. So those times in film and television, you don't necessarily have that kind of time to develop a character. So you have to access these things pretty quickly. But having had the opportunities before in theater, I was able to access things a little bit more quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I just know that I always just do my best. I can't,
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not perfect because I do believe that if you have lived that character, if you've lived it as a Japanese war bride, you have a much deeper breadth of understanding that I can't really access. I mean, I can't really understand everything about a Korean um, comfort woman,
Mm-hmm.
but I've played them.
Mm-hmm.
So usually those are things you try to access, but then you have to pull from your own experience too,
Mm-hmm.
because we're all underneath everything, just human.
Totally.
So
I feel like it helps you grow empathy
yeah,
for other people, even though, like you said, you aren't that person, but you understand it because you got to put yourself into that role. You got to
you
do
do.
research. And
Yeah.
so you do learn a lot
Yeah.
about that.
I mean,
so.
whatever. The most important thing for me is whenever I have a line, that line has to come out of me organically.
Mhm.
I can't just fake it.
Yeah. And if you were, if we'd be able to tell as the audience, right?
Oh,
It won't come
yeah.
off
I
as,
love you.
yeah, like, oh, that was forced. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's always very authentic and, organic. Okay. And Jerry follows up. How was it working with the likes of Sean Connery, Ice Cube, Adam Sandler, Betty White, and the cast of Seinfeld and Friends?
He's
Please
good.
tell us a few of your favorite stories. Jerry always nails it.
He does. And those were all really important things to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I did Seinfeld, I was mostly excited about working with Jerry Stiller because I grew up watching Stiller and Mira on the Mike Douglas show, which you weren't even a thought in your parents. Your parents probably weren't even born yet. But I watched them in black and white on my TV coming home from school. So Jerry Stiller was cool. He was so wonderful to work with. Because, he's old school too. New York theater. He did stand up and he's a good guy. And everybody else in the cast was really wonderful. So that was fun. And that was really fun. That was great. And as I said before, Sean Connery sang to me and kissed me on the cheek. He was so disarmingly without ego in the makeup trailer. I mean, he had to put like a little toupee on every day. And while they were gluing it, it would be sitting up like this on his head, like a crazy bird or something. And he would like make fun of himself in the mirror. Just adorable. And with that accent.
Yeah, of course. With his voice.
Oh
like
my
the
God.
deep voice.
I mean, I watched him. He was 007 to me.
Yeah.
Oh, the original James Bond.
Yep.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Rest in peace.
So the people that I used to see as a kid that I would never think I would ever meet were the people that, like Betty White. Betty White was also just such a wonderful, generous. I remember at Christmas, she gave me a box of Harry and David pears that I had somehow mentioned at some point that I loved. And she remembered and had her assistant, I'm sure, order these things. But, she was just such a... And I had friends that used to play poker with her every Sunday night. I never did, but because I can't remember how to play poker ever. But she was just like a regular, great human.
Awesome.
Who are the other?
What about Ice Cube?
Ice Cube, another one.
Yeah.
Now, Ice Cube, kind of formidable, out of the hood. You'd think, kind of scary.
Well, because he plays these intense roles when you see him.
But
Like
he's
yelling
not
and
at all like that. He's such a normal human. His family was all part of the crew. His uncle was like he was like a PA or something, but he would be like, I never understood anything he said.
Well,
and his nickname was Mumbles because nobody understood him. But everybody was great.
Yeah.
And his family was around all the time. His wife was there. His kids would hang out.
Family
It was such a family environment. And all the cast was just, what was interesting is sometimes I would be hired more by African American people, like shows that had African Americans, because they were familiar with Asians in their communities. Because Koreans were in their communities, Japanese were, Japanese American communities were always right next to the African American communities, so they were understood. But in like heavily mainstream white shows, they would only think of us as housekeepers, or it was hard for them to imagine us in their world. So anyway, for a long time I was only hired by blacks. Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you just fit the role that they needed.
Because we were part of their world.
Totally. Well, thank you for sharing that, and mahalo everybody for the
Thank
social media
you.
fan questions. Make sure you leave some for our next guest, and maybe your question will make it on the podcast. All right, so I know we're keeping you here longer than you're supposed to do.
You
I'll be
did
here.
good.
Yeah, well, I know. We just have a couple more questions and we'll get you out, okay?
Okay.
Because I like to ask all of my guests the same questions about keeping it aloha. It's the name of my book. It's the name of the podcast. It's something that I try to do every single day of my life. So I want to know, in your life, how do you keep it aloha?
Well, I think the key to keeping it aloha is saying yes. You never know what's around the corner. And I think keeping that positive attitude, looking forward to it rather than fearing it is really important. So once you say yes, just like in improv, just like in life, that keeps your story moving forward because you don't know what's going to come. And if you don't move forward, you're in stasis. You're just stuck. So, yeah. And yeah, so I'm basically just saying, I said yes to this.
Yes, thank you. And very short notice, too. Very short notice. You had to wait a while just for us to start this. You are somebody, in my opinion, that is keeping it aloha.
Oh, you're the best.
Yeah, thank you. What is one thing you wish people knew about you that they don't?
I got my degree from the University of Washington. I finished up there.
Oh, you went to UW?
I did. I went to the
nice.
UW. I got my degree in fine arts.
Nice. I've been there.
Oh, really?
My one of my best friends went to UW. He played soccer. I took a Swahili class once with him.
See, we had Swahili at our high school.
Yeah.
It's Seattle. was
Mumba, I
kinda
think
cool.
that's what I remember.
Oh man, yeah. I like to do art. I mean, I like to sew. I like to do ceramics. I like to do art. And I thought that would be what I would fall back on if the acting thing didn't work out. So I'm not very businesslike.
You're creative.
I am creative.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's some. So if you walked into your house, you just have a bunch of just like decorations and
I have
things that
a lot
you made.
of paintings. Oh, I have so many paintings that I bought, but I love art. I love to draw. I love sewing. I love making. I love
crocheting.
I'm not good
No,
because
okay.
I'm not good at it.
Oh, okay. Well, you just gave me a good idea to ask future guests. Is like if we walked into your house, what would you see? Yeah, that's
what would
an
you
interesting.
notice?
Yeah. Okay.
You'd be like, oh, you have a lot of stuff.
That's why you need another storage unit.
I know.
We'll get that for you.
You have a lot of stuff.
All right. So, what does the next couple years look like for you, and what can we expect to see?
Well, I'm looking forward to season 2 of Ballard. We haven't got a pickup yet, but I think it's happening. And then the sequel to Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, we
so
can't
live
wait.
action.
Hire me
That's
as a dead
coming.
body.
You dead body. I'm going to
Lilo
put
and
you
Stitch.
in.
It makes
I'm gonna put
sense,
you
right?
in.
That's
Yeah.
a perfect movie for.
I'll make sure they know that you're willing to do that.
Thank you.
Although I don't know, a dead body in Lilo and Stitch is probably not a good thing for kids. But
Maybe somebody, like I'm drowning
Like
in the
you're-
water, and then
you-
Stitch saves me or
yeah,
something.
okay,
There we
okay,
go.
that's good.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that Ballard you could be a dead body because it's a procedural.
Maggie, tell Maggie.
There you go.
Okay.
I'll tell Maggie. And then I've got like little indie films and stuff that I'm going to be doing hopefully in January. They're all fun projects. Some of them do, financially very nicely, but other stuff, it's just fun. I love to do what I do. So I'm just incredibly grateful for all the opportunities I have.
Yeah. What's your goal with all of it?
Oh, to just keep going.
Yeah.
To stay mobile, to stay creative, and to stay, I don't know, just, usually I worry about my daughter more than anything. Because, that's what you do. You're a mom. You're
Totally.
like, I want her to be happy.
Mm.
Find a good boy.
Yeah.
Maybe have kids.
She got a lot of ones with lifted Yodas and gold chains if she wants one over here.
Okay, I'm good. I wanted to do whatever. I wanted her to meet somebody, and then she graduated and left.
Oh.
Damn it.
Oh, because she's still in LA, yeah.
She's in LA, but when she was here, didn't happen.
All the opportunities.
Dang.
Yeah. Well, if anybody.
So many cute
if
boys
you're a
out there.
cute boy
With a job.
Yeah. Great head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Go.
My daughter.
Available.
Yeah. And there's a place for you in LA or a place for you here. I don't care.
Right on. Okay. These are my. Oh, wait, no. I forgot. I got to know, what is your life hack? Were you able to think of a life hack?
That was the life hack. Yes.
Oh, that was your. Well, it's separate.
The keep it aloha?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Life hack.
Yeah.
Life hack. My mother. When anything was broken or something, she would always just fix it. You never throw anything away.
Reduce, recycle.
Yeah, that was too fancy for her, but it was basically, like if we didn't have glue, she would just take rice and squish it, and that was our.
Oh,
so it was always use your head.
That's so smart.
Think about it.
Yeah,
use your head.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have money.
Figure it out.
Yeah. MacGyver it.
Yes, that's a good life hack.
Now,
MacGyver it.
MacGyver it.
Yeah.
I fixed my microwave.
How? What was wrong with it?
I Googled. This is the other thing. Now that we have
Google everything.
Google it.
ChatGPT, Google.
Don't throw anything away.
Yeah.
First try to fix it. Then maybe do something. Don't
Right
throw
on.
anything away.
That's great. Okay, these are my last fast fave 5 questions. These are rapid fire answers, okay?
Okay.
Favorite Hawaii snack?
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah. I like spam musubi.
Oh,
that
of
a
course.
snack?
It's the best, yeah.
Okay.
We'll get you some after this if you want.
Oh, no.
Favorite movie or TV show?
I like documentaries.
Oh, nice.
I
What's a good
know.
one that we should watch?
Well, in my show, I was talking about this bio gut health thing. I can't remember the name of it, but it suggested that you could eat the feces of somebody with a good gut biome and it would reset yours.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I will not be trying that, but let us know how that goes, Amy.
I'm not trying it. I was like, oh,
If
that's
anybody
gross.
wants to try it, let us know
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite guilty pleasure?
Oh. So many. Because, I could do anything I want now. When you're a certain age, you can do anything you want.
You have no rules and limitations.
No rules. My guilty pleasure is, I think, traveling.
Oh, nice.
Is that a guilty
well,
pleasure?
that's great because our next question is favorite travel destination.
Anywhere I haven't been.
Where haven't you been?
Oh,
What's on the
lots of
bucket list?
places. Well, I want to go to Iceland. I want to go because, and they also have those volcanoes erupting and stuff,
Yeah.
but
You
they also
can
have
eat
northern
whale
lights.
over there. Add
Huh?
that to your meat list. Whale. You could eat whale. over
I've
there.
eaten whale already.
Oh,
in Japan, in Hokkaido.
Oh, okay.
I had whale sashimi.
Oh, interesting.
Well, it
And
tastes just like
this-
it's like it's a mammal, so it's
Mhm.
just like rare steak.
oh,
It's
interesting.
bizarre,
Yeah.
but it's whale. Ugh.
Okay. Have you been to Finland?
Oh yes, I've been
Okay,
to Finland.
cool.
Yeah, I've been to Finland. I've been
Nice.
to Scandinavia. I've been to all the European countries.
Cruises? Do you just fly there?
I
or you
will
go on
never
cruises?
do a
Not a
cruise
cruise. Why is that?
because it's a petri dish of. Ugh.
you just
I
stuck
cannot.
there.
No, I cannot be on a.
Okay, and last one. Favorite thing to do when you're not working?
My favorite thing to do when I'm not working. Nothing.
Just veg out.
I veg out.
That's great.
When I'm not working, I like walking my dog. I have, like my little routine. I do nothing.
Nice, but it's
Yeah.
something to you.
It's something.
Doing nothing is
Keeping
doing
my
something.
step count
Yeah.
up.
You have your Apple Watch. You close your rings.
I do. I close my rings. Well, How
Nice.
much steps did I do today? Oh, not very many.
If you
Whoa,
walk,
2,400.
that's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah, you could walk home and get a couple more.
Well, then come back and get my car.
Yeah.
Is that the deal?
I'm a terrible host. I should have offered you to carpool. I should have driven you. I'm a terrible host.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
I know. I'll remember that next time.
Okay.
Well, that's all we got for you today.
Thank
Mahalo
you.
so much for coming in, talking stories, sharing
Oh,
your
it was
whole life
lovely.
story, being so patient and kind. I really appreciate it. Is there anything you want to share before we wrap up? If not, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me at amyhillactor.com. It's a website that I
Mhm.
never do never update, but I will. I'm gonna. And then all my Instagram, everything is Amy Hill Actor.
Mhm.
So because
Easy to
there are
find.
other Amy Hills out there and they're not
Okay.
actors. So that's just to differentiate.
Totally. Okay. Well, again, mahalo, Amy, for joining us on the Keep It Low podcast. Spread love, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. We have new episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka, and remember to always keep it aloha.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart.